So I have received the question of Sumit, and let me read it out. Uh, Sumit says that, sir, I am preparing for NEET PG 2022, and from last 1.5 years I have been studying consistently, but from the last 2 to 3 weeks a few negative thoughts come in the mind like मैं रैंक ला पाऊँगा या नहीं, और ले भी आया तो मैं अच्छा डॉक्टर बन पाऊँगा या नहीं. Please help. Sumit, first of all, please understand that thought is everything. Thoughts have a huge impact on almost every aspect of your brain functioning, whether it is your motivation, whether it is your ability to study for longer periods of time, whether it is your mood, whether it is your somatic sensations. Everything gets impacted by thoughts. In fact, you have been studying consistently for last 1.5 years. You must have watched my lectures too. I talk about CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, again and again. And what is CBT? CBT is primarily working on the thoughts. Now see, what happens is, say you are studying and you are say reading microbiology, and your thought comes कि पास हो भी पाऊँगा या नहीं हो पाऊँगा, रैंक ला पाऊँगा या नहीं ला पाऊँगा. The problem with the thoughts is that they tend to create a chain. So for example, you were studying and you had a thought that what if I do not get selected? Now it would not stop over there. That thought of what if I am not getting, if I do not get selected, would be followed by another thought. What if everybody else gets selected? What if I am left alone? And then you imagine a picture where all your colleagues are gone and you are sitting all alone in the library or sitting all alone at your house, and then you feel bad, you feel anxious. It is followed by more thoughts where you see yourself as a failure. So basically what was happening was, you were studying microbiology, you had a thought, and that thought multiplied itself multiple times. A chain of thought was created, and by the end of that chain of thought, you were sitting in your room feeling anxious, feeling sad, and when you feel sad and anxious, you also lose the motivation to study. So that one thought not only changed your mood to anxiety, it also killed your desire to study or your motivation to study. So first of all, we have to acknowledge that these thoughts are extremely powerful, and they can make or break our preparation, they can make or break our studies. Now what can we do about them? As a human being, it's very difficult to stop thoughts or have enough complete control over your thinking. But what you can do is, you can identify these thoughts at the right time. So as I was telling you, a chain of thought gets formed. If you let this chain to get build up, you are lost by the end of this chain. But if you, in the beginning of this chain only, if you interrupt it, you have the first thought or you have the second thought, and then you identify it, and then you tell yourself, okay, the same chain of thought thing is happening. I would not let myself go into that chain. I would not allow my time to get wasted. So first of all, identifying that you have received or that you had one of these negative thoughts, and not allowing it to multiply, is one of the most important things that you can do. Sometimes we use this technique where if you want to bring the focus back on the studies, and if you want to stop yourself from going on a tangential thinking, the moment you get this thought, you just flick your wrist and you tell yourself stop. You are having these thoughts, you just flick your wrist and you say stop, study again. So when you say it loud, stop, study again, you basically are giving a message to your brain or order to your brain to refocus, bring the concentration back to where it is required to be, and not get lost in all these fantasies. Sometimes, Sumit, what helps is, if you cannot stop thinking, if you cannot stop yourself from thinking, sometimes what also works is telling yourself that, okay, this is a thing, this is a thought that has come in my mind, I will think about it, I will evaluate this thought, but not at this point of time. As of now I am studying, I would not let this thought disturb my studies, but at the dinner time or in the afternoon during meals, I would think about it. So basically what you are doing is, you are just postponing that thought. This thing works best for those people who feel very anxious if they do not think about something that had come in their mind. There are people who get very uncomfortable. They are like कि अभी सोचना है इसको. For them, doing the flicking and telling stop sometimes not work. So they tell themselves, okay, this is a thought, let me write it down, let me note it in the mobile, and I'll think about it during the lunchtime or during the dinner time. So what you have done is, you have postponed that thought. Maybe by the time you reach dinner, you would not be that interested in thinking about it. Maybe you would get preoccupied with something else. And even if you have to think about it, at least you would not be wasting time. So these are a couple of things that you can do. But Sumit, please remember that some amount of anxiety. So basically, these are anxiety thoughts. If you look at the quality of this thought, what if this happens or not? So these what if thoughts are usually anxiety thoughts, and some amount of anxiety is but natural. You are preparing for a difficult entrance examination. It is obvious that you would get some amount of anxiety provoking thoughts. It's okay. Having a goal that I should get only positive thoughts, or I should remain motivated all the time, or I should be happy all the time, or that I should never feel sad. It is not only an impractical goal, but also not necessarily a good situation. If you're always happy, always excited, probably even that is not a good scenario. So some amount of anxiety provoking thoughts are okay. Sometimes you can answer them in a good way. You can just modify them in a good way. If the thought comes, मैं रैंक ला पाऊंगा या नहीं, you can always respond to that thought with, मैं इतनी मेहनत करूंगा कि रैंक आएगी ही आएगी. These thoughts are not so different. The emotions attached are different. Just twist them a little bit, and you can transform an anxiety provoking thought into something that motivates you. So keep on playing these little games. They usually help you. And I sincerely hope that I was able to answer your question. All the best, Sumit.